Hello, my name is Chris Palmer, and in today's Black Hat SEO video, I'd like to share with you some secret link building techniques that you can utilize to get higher rankings and hide links. I just want to break down some tactics that you can literally take away from this video. So first and foremost, I want to break this down into pieces. So if you're a beginner, you'll understand. If you're intermediate and expert, I want to take you through the course so you can understand this tactic to the absolute fullest. I want you to fully comprehend this. So to fully grasp this, I want you to know, what is a subdomain? So a subdomain, an example subdomain, a DNS hierarchy, a subdomain is a domain that is part of another main domain. For example, if you were to say get a store or some type of shop, it would be shop.yourwebsite.com. And I want you to take a look at this. And before I show you this part, I want you to remember Google ranks web pages, not websites. Okay? So I did another search. I already knew the answer, but subdomains are seen by Google and other search engines as different websites. This means that search engines must crawl and index each subdomain separately. So how can this benefit you? What's the secret, Chris? Let me go ahead and share with you. So back when I used to sell links, I'll share with you a little tactic that we used to use. All right. So in our normal example, like we just saw there on Google, it was shop.website.com, right? The subdomain is right here. All right. So first and foremost, the first tip I want to give, because I'm going to give you a bunch of tips wrapped into one. The first tip I want to give you is, instead of utilizing, say, a simple phrase or something that targets an overall category of what you're selling or offering or a service or a state, instead, what I like to do and what we used to do, and I would still recommend, is instead of using like a top level term like that, why don't we use a target key phrase? So let's just say, perhaps I'm a plumber in New York. I would do plumber, New York .mywebsite.com. So now what I can do is I have my target key phrase here. This is my target key phrase. Let's put a line here because we know that Google ranks web pages, not websites. These are looked at two different entities. So this is 1 and 2. All right, 1 and 2. Now I have another website, technically speaking, that is an exact match URL that I can now build links to in any which way, because if a penalty ensues, I can always just switch around the URL, change things out, right? Stick with me just in case. I'm sure you'll do safe link building. But say I start building links into here, all right, and everything is doing absolutely great. Now I have an exact match URL, a separate URL coming in, and it just so happens that I build links to my main website. So this is a way that I can not only hide links, but it's also a way that I could power up another piece of the site to send power my way and maybe test out some questionable link building tactics and keep it kind of away from my site. This is also known as link buffering. All right, this is another form of link buffering that I wanted to share with you. But let's go ahead and take this a step further. So I shared that with you, all right? So I want to break down the two tips that we have so far. So first and foremost, the number one tip that I wanted to share is this. 1, when creating a subdomain, do not just use the head of a category. We want to use a key term we want to rank for, all right? The example was plumber New York. So we'll say plumber New York, right? And then it was mywebsite.com. So I have my target key phrase. Again, these are both two different websites now, all right? Now what I want to do is I want to build links into this entity, keeping it away from my main ranking page. Again, this is also called link buffering. So we're link buffering away from our website. We're able to also hide links in a way, but we're able to keep penalties away from our main entity. Because at the end of the day, let's say something happens to plumbernewyork.mywebsite.com, we can always do a rerun. We can look and see, okay, what was the penalty from? We can remove those links, keep all of the good ones, and then just simply do this. We'll then say, okay, do a reconsideration, and we'll do New York plumber.mywebsite.com. And then if we need to, we know now, okay, this was a problem, something happened. Again, these are two separate entities. I now start building links into this entity, right? Just like I was before. And they come right over to here. All right. Links coming into here. And if something happens, I can always change the subdomain. And I have also a potential to rank the subdomain. So my name is Chris Palmer. I hope that this tactic has helped you today to hide links. It's a way that we used to hide links. It's a way we used to power up our website. It was a way to buffer out links. This was 3 tips in one. If you have further questions related to black hat SEO, gray hat SEO, white hat SEO, if you want to learn SEO, or if you need SEO consultation, reach out. But I certainly look forward to seeing you in the next Black Hat SEO link building video. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next one.